So, Alex,
Yes.
today is Wednesday, I think, here.
Wednesday. Yep. Almost Wednesday here too.
Oh, okay. So, Wednesday's just an ordinary day, and everything is ordinary. Everything is fine.
Yeah.
Based on the And when we give ourselves work to do, then we think the work's important. Then it things get. Another way of looking at the word important, by the way, is that it gets heavy.
Mhm.
Okay? And the reason that it gets heavy is because we keep carrying it around. The things that just come to mind, and then we set them back down, they weren't heavy. But if we keep that thing in mind over and over and over again, it's going to get heavy. It's going to get important. I'll look at all the time that we spent doing that. And so this is basically what we can start to do is for you to recognize these patterns, recognize that you keep picking things up and making them important because you keep holding them, keep grasping. And so that's right. Sati is to remember that we could set that stuff down. Let's look at it, what we're carrying, and set it down. In the honor of it, it's in the Angulimala Sutta, where the Buddha makes a statement that is so profound. He says, when Angulimala is trying to catch up with him and he can't find the Buddha, I guess the Buddha's just standing there, but he's in such a frantic trying to grab hold of the Buddha, he can't even see him there. And so he yells out, "Stop, monk, stop." And the Buddha answers, "I have stopped. You stop too." Okay, so that's actually the entire teachings of the Buddha is whatever we're doing, let's stop.
I'm right there with
Okay?
you, man.
Okay? Stop. Just stop. All the frustration. You have to remember that you're frustrated. You have to remember that you're tormenting yourself. You have to remember that you're struggling. But when you do, you just say, stop.
Hmm.
Put the brakes on.
Hmm.
Relax.
The part that I struggle with is when
Don't
I'm
struggle. Just think about, don't just stop with the word struggle.
well,
You're not
well, yeah,
struggling.
that too, but like words is all we have, and so there's an aspect of
I know.
experience that
Stop using those words. Stop struggling. Stop thinking struggle. Stop using the word struggle. And say instead, oh, something came to mind. That make it lightweight. You're struggling. You intentionally struggle. You're choosing words like struggle.
okay, all right. Well, something that came to mind over the
Mhm.
past couple days is that what I've noticed is the I've had a lot of really great practice before the past couple days of just relaxing and being satisfied, and things were relatively easy, and I could
Mhm.
notice the dukkha pretty quickly and throw it out pretty quickly. But
Okay, great.
for the past
But
two
I hear
days,
that. Yes, but yeah, I know.
there's a but.
There, there it is. Okay. So
And
in
for the
that regard,
past two
never
days,
mind, just start again.
what's been happening is there's been there's been uh, a lot of unwholesome thoughts whipping
There
themselves
have
at me
been a few
back.
unwholesome thoughts all along. Now that you're calling them a lot of unwholesome thoughts, that means you're carrying them around often and they're getting heavy. They're getting
Okay,
important.
a
There's nothing
few
to,
a
yeah, all
few
right.
unwholesome thoughts, and I'll throw
Okay.
them out, and then they'll come back just as fast, and I'll throw them out, and they'll come back just as fast. But
And
but
congratulate yourself for
but
that
and I
process
and
rather
I
than
do
they're a lot. No,
and
you
I
don't.
do. No, I
No, you
do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I've been
until you call me
congratulated.
and then you complain and say you're struggling again.
Yes, because I truly I really need you to know. I really feel like I'm holding my head above water. In fact, it feels like the very
Go
beginning
ahead
when
and
we
drown.
first
Just go ahead and
feels
drown. Stop struggling to keep
Dhammarato,
your head above
Dhammarato.
water. Listen to what I'm saying, please.
Listen to what I'm
Listen.
saying,
I
please.
don't need to hear what you're saying. I already know all you're saying. You really do need to hear this. This is the hard part for you, is to stop your struggle. Look at you struggling right now. You're trying to keep your head above water right now, and you don't need to. Just go ahead and drown. It's all right.
I want to talk to you about technical practice, the technical aspects of practice, okay? I know that
Okay.
I know that things are heavy right now. I know that there's some struggle in my voice. I'm acknowledging this as true as what is here right now in the
Okay.
experience.
Excellent. So, what's the third leg of the stool? What's the next thing? Is to take the right effort and throw it out
Throw it.
right now. Throw it out right now. Go ahead. Let me give it a big smile. Let's just finish that stuff. Just throw it out. Throw
All
out
right.
the past 2 days of struggle. Just throw it out.
All right, I threw it out. Okay, now can I talk to
Okay.
you about it?
No, because you just threw it out. It's gone now. You took the right effort, and you don't want to take the right effort. You want to keep explaining to me. And it's
No,
just let it go.
no, because what's going to happen is we're going to get off the phone, and I'm not going to be able to talk to you for another 3 days, and I'm going to still encounter the same shit because I wasn't able to actually talk to you about what was
No,
going
wait a
on,
minute. No, you
so
got
that
it
I could.
wrong. No, that's wrong. When you get off the phone, you'll continue to do it because when you are talking to me, you don't listen to me and you continue to do it. Even when we're talking, you continue to do it. And I'm giving you an opportunity to stop doing it right now.
I've been giving myself this opportunity to stop doing it all
Right?
day.
Right.
I've been
And then
giving up
do
and then
stop it.
starting again, giving up and starting again, giving up and starting again.
Starting
I've been
again.
doing it
Okay.
all day. The only point I want to make to you is that it is exactly as like it was when we first started working together.
No,
And
it's not.
I don't
Everything
know
is in
why.
turn one. Well,
I don't know why. I
there's
was
only
doing
one
so well.
thing. There's the attitude.
The
That's what
attitude
needs to be.
the
No,
attitude
right
was
now.
doing great.
No. Look at your attitude right now. Right this very second.
The attitude was great. I don't know what's happened to it. And I will switch. I'll switch on a dime. I will switch. I
Well,
swear to
switch
God.
it right now on the
I
dime.
do.
Switch.
I do. I do, Dhammarato, but it just comes back. It
I
keeps
don't
coming
see you
back.
go. I don't see you going, oh yeah. Well, let me just drop it. Just drop it again. Stop struggling right now and just let it go. Everything right now is okay. And this is what you need to listen to is everything is all right. Just drop it. Just
This
stop.
is what
Just
I say
stop.
to myself all day. All day I
Yes,
say this to myself.
you're not saying it right now, so I don't believe you. Not all day. You say it sometimes, but then you don't. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. You have been doing it. Congratulations. Do it now. And congratulate yourself right now. Do it again. Do it again. And relax. Just relax. It's going to keep coming back. So what? Invite it. Allow it to be your friend. Stop struggling. There you go. You're hating it again. Instead of just, hey, wait a minute, things could be okay. I just need to change my attitude right now. And everything's already okay. Right now, everything is fine. We need to practice everything right now is fine. Just relax. Everything right now is fine. You don't have to explain anything. You don't have to get the technique right. You just need to get it a little bit right now. Everything is fine. Now, that's the technique. Everything's okay. No place to go. And when the thoughts come back and you catch them, Never mind, throw them back out. They're not a big deal. They're not heavy. They're not important. There's no work that needs to be done. You're already okay. And everything is already all right. This is what you need to hear, and this is what you need to say. Everything is all right. Everything is fine. Nothing is heavy. Nothing is important. Unwholesome thoughts come, but there's nothing to them much. Just like there's nothing much to what we're saying right now. Except
I
now
know
you're
I'm not.
alive. So everything is fine. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I know I'm not saying those things right now, but I can't tell you how much
Say that.
throughout the day I practice that.
Why do you want me to know that?
Because every time you say that, it sounds like you think I'm not doing it.
I don't care what you're doing while you're not with me.
Well, I think we should because that's most of the
No,
time.
wait a minute. Hang on. You care too much what I think. Stop caring what I think and start caring about what you're thinking. Because there's nothing to what I'm thinking, because I'm not thinking about you until you're here. I'm thinking about other things that are in my life when I'm with them. So be in the present moment. And right now, you are desperately trying to convince me that you're doing something that you're not doing right now. But you're convincing me that you're desperately convincing me that you used to do it yesterday or earlier today. But you could do it right now. Yeah, yeah. Never mind about the past. Never mind about what the thoughts come up. They're not heavy until you keep bringing them back, making them important, thinking that you want to change, when in fact you're already okay, just the way you are, if you'd relax.
I think what I've noticed is that even when I'm like stating wholesome thoughts and I'm starting to even feel better and feel good, that doubt or that resistance to feeling good or to actually dropping it is stronger lately, much stronger than it ever
No,
was before.
no, no. It's weaker, in fact, because you are practicing. But what is stronger is you're noting them. They are getting bigger because you're getting closer to them. And we're inviting you instead to get a distance from them so that they appear small. Get a distance from that. It's not important. They're not heavy. They're just thoughts. Throw them out. They are not you. Thoughts of doubt are not you. They're just old habits. You can just throw it out. Just stop. Everything is already okay. There's nothing that needs to be improved.
I just feel like I've forgotten how to practice. Like I can't actually do
You
it.
did well, you did right then forget how to practice when that thought came up. Let's have some sati and remember how to practice. Oh, I don't need that thought. That's just an unwholesome thought. Out it goes.
Well, I've been doing that all day, but I'm not
Now,
feeling
wait a
good.
minute. I hear that often from you. I have been doing that
I
rather
have.
than you will do it now. Instead of telling me about what happened in the past, do it right now. Throw it out again right now. Don't worry about what you did in the past, whether it was good or not. Right now, throw that thought out. the thought I've forgotten to practice. See that and say, I remember I can practice. I can remember. I just did. See, I got you. Proved it right then and there. I got it.
I say that. I do say that.
No, don't tell me you said that anymore. Don't tell me that you've done that in the past anymore. From now on, in the present moment, remember that you're going to do what we're talking about now rather than justifying your bad feeling now by saying that you used to have a good feeling. You're justifying your bad feeling right now by trying to convince me that you used to have a good feeling. And I'm inviting you to come have a good feeling now and stop trying to justify these bad feelings with good feelings in the past.
It's actually what I'm trying to say is that that good feeling is very, very small or doesn't stay around. It just goes back into unwholesome.
Right. And you got to catch that and bring it back into the wholesome again. You got it into the wholesome a little bit, go get it again and bring it back. Don't expect it to stay there.
But it's so much. It's too much to keep up with.
No,
Like
you're telling that's just another unwholesome thought that it's too much.
I
That's
get
an unwholesome
tired.
thought. You're getting
So
tired is
tired.
another. No, what you're saying is I'm tired. You're just giving yourself
I
more
know.
unwholesome thoughts.
I know. And then I say, oh, what a relief it is to be tired. Oh, it's nice. What a relief
Yeah.
it is to
So
be
then
tired.
find some goodness, find some value, find some wholesomeness in whatever's happening. Like if you see those unwholesome thoughts and you can say how heavy they are, then you can say, yeah, but I can handle them. Yeah, they can get really heavy and I can just throw them right back out. One
It's
at a
just,
time.
is there any,
Attitude change. Yes, that is there any attitude change? How do
that's
you
not what I
change
was
your
going to ask.
attitude? I
That's
know,
not what
but
I
the
was going
answer
to
to it
ask.
is change your attitude. Change your attitude. That's what
Is,
we have to have. The
is,
attitude of a winner. You can do this.
is there ever a case in which there are sometimes just unpleasant feelings and a residue of unwholesomeness, no matter how many times you're throwing out unwholesome thoughts and
That's the
replacing them with
ordinary.
wholesome?
Yes, that's very ordinary. I know millions and billions of people who do just that. That's not noble. It's
So
just
you're
ordinary.
saying, so you're saying that the only way I can know if I'm practicing correctly is if I'm feeling good?
No, I didn't say it that way. The only time you know that you're practicing correctly is by remembering that you're not practicing correctly and then change it right then and there into practicing correctly. That's how you know you're practicing correctly, is catching yourself not practice and then changing it immediately into correct practice.
But could I be practicing correctly and still feel bad? Or is that not correct practice?
Well, when you feel bad, the word and thought feel bad is an unwholesome thought. So the answer obviously is you're not practicing correctly.
I mean, but if there's no unwholesome thoughts coming and there's just bad feelings,
Bad feeling is an indication that there is a hindrance because those bad feelings are hindering you from feeling good.
yes. So what's the hindrance?
Well, the hindrance in that case is talking yourself into feeling bad and then saying, aha, I feel bad. I told you I felt bad, and here I am feeling bad. Those are the thoughts you have. When you can say, oh, this feeling that I have is good enough. I can handle this. You're
Dhammarato,
saying
listen,
that you're, no,
I am,
no, 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 no. Listen to this.
I'm
There
so
is a feeling.
overwhelmed.
There is a feeling. There is a feeling right there. That's what the feeling is. Sometimes you're down here and say, oh, that's a bad feeling because I feel lower than the feeling. And sometimes you're up here thinking that it's a good feeling when the feeling hasn't changed. What's changed is your attitude about the feeling. You can feel, you can bang your arm. You can actually be in a cast and have very teenagers will not keep their arms still to heal because they keep using their fingers. And because they keep using their fingers, the arm will heal slowly. Okay, so that's the situation. If the child will say, okay, I when my arm hurts Instead of complaining because I don't want my arm hurt, the arm is telling me it's hurting because I need to rest my hands. I need to stop moving. That's what the pain is telling me. It's telling me to stop moving the arm. And if I stop moving the arm, it will heal. You could use that analogy is that you want the mental pain to go away, and what you need to do is stop trying to make it go away, but rather just saying, I'm okay, even though it hurts. I don't have to go make it go away. Okay, so this pain now is
Why couldn't you
tiredness.
just
And
say
you
that in the
feel
beginning?
because I'm trying to get you to listen to me, and I'll tell you as many different ways as I can say it to get you to hear it. And finally, you hear it. Is I'm saying the same thing over again. We started with just stop, just relax, just rest.
And I've been, never mind.
And yeah, there you go. You caught it. Excellent. You caught that thought.
Yeah,
That's
because it's
that's
no
it.
use. It's no use. You're not gonna let me talk. So, you know.
Well, that's okay. So now you can use that as to remember to stop having that thought. Catch it. You just caught it. Congratulations. You caught that thought. Justifying current bad behavior with old good behavior. That's what you're doing. Catch that. Catch it with me. I'm here to help you catch that. So the next time you try to justify, I've been doing that or anything like that, let's see if you can catch it before I do, okay? Catch that thought. Catch that thought. Don't let it out. Because if you do let it out, I'll catch it. Okay? Let's stay in.
Is this normal? Is this normal for students that have practiced this long with you to struggle like this?
You have been practicing for a very short period of time.
Yeah, but you've told me like all this progress that I've been making, and I've been feeling it myself. But
Yeah.
I
Okay.
feel like
Until you
it's
come
the
up
first day
now.
that we met today. First day that I started doing this.
You're going to start up with an unwholesome thought. I can tell. Here it comes.
I'm trying. I'm trying. This is how it's been all day. It's been so hard.
I'm trying as an it's so hard. That's an unwholesome thought. All these unwholesome thoughts.
I know. You know why they're coming
But
out
going
now?
back to
They're
what I
coming out
was about
because
to
all
do,
day I've been I've been throwing them out. That's why they're coming up now. I haven't been giving myself as much room to think these unwholesome thoughts. So I wanted to keep practicing correctly and then save the conversation
the
for
internet's
you.
breaking up. The internet is breaking up a lot. I cannot hear you. Your internet is breaking.
It'll recalibrate. It does that.
Mhm.
Calibrate in a few seconds.
It is. So can you, while the internet is recalibrating, could you stop?
Okay, I'll stop. Stop.
This is what the practice is. And I would ask, answering the question that if you had not been practicing calling me or Dan, then of course you would continue to do this stuff, but you wouldn't even know that it was there. And you would go around with an unfortunate, unhappy, but successful life. The life itself would be successful. You'd have money and women and song, dance, a whole lot of heavy, important things to carry around. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing is that that's very typical for most people. They carry that stuff around their whole lives. And then there are other people who say, enough of that, it's too heavy, let me do something about it, which is what you've done. Okay, and so this would be the first thing that's needed for a meditation practice. But some people instead go to the doctor and get pills, or they go to the hospital and get a facial or whatever. But even though that you go to the right place, it's still going to take a long time. That in fact, it's going to take years And another way, like we said last time, you're never going to see the end of it. You're never going to see the end of dukkha. In fact, the better you get at seeing it, the more of it you're going to see. And instead of congratulating yourselves, you're wanting to become miserable because now it's too much, when in fact you're developing a skill of seeing just how much crap there is. If I had told you how much crap there is 4 months ago, 3 months ago, you wouldn't have understood nor believed me.
No, I would have, because you have to remember,
But
I've already
now,
been doing this for 2 years.
okay, well, 2 years ago when you started, you didn't have a clue about how much
Right.
crap it was, okay?
Right.
Well, now you're beginning to understand how much scrap there is, which is another way of saying just how deeply ingrained these bad habits are.
Yeah, and how many problems, well, all problems are self-created.
All of them are self-created. So as we're doing this, I use the example is that you've got now quite a lot of sewage, old past stuff. And every time you have an unwholesome thought, that means you're just digging that stuff out of your own sewer. What we need to start having is more and more often, more and more wholesome thoughts that are not heavy, that are light. Thoughts of things are light, they're not heavy.
I've been doing that though, Dhammarato.
Yeah, I know. I caught you. 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 Ha
Yeah,
ha.
but you're
I
you're
caught you.
talking like I've never heard this before. I've been doing this
Well,
this whole time.
why though do you have to justify the past?
Well, I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because when you say what we need to do now is have more wholesome thoughts, that
And you can
triggers,
say, yes, that's right. But what it triggers, in fact, in your head is, oh no,
yeah, oh no, I must
that's
not
an
be having
unhelpful.
enough
Right.
wholesome thoughts, but I've been having enough wholesome thoughts and it's not working. So I don't know what's
That's
going on.
that's now that's the unwholesome thoughts that you need to start seeing now is newly arrived unwholesome thoughts is justifying your bad unwholesome thoughts now with the fact that you once had wholesome thoughts. It's almost, I can see the scene of a child that is asking, why are you spanking me right now? Yesterday I was a good boy. Now, that may or may have not happened to you, but that seems to be of the mentality that you've gotten into is trying to justify current unwholesome behavior by saying, I've been doing it correctly. I have been doing it past. And in fact, I'm not sure that you were, because when you come back on with me, you go back into unwholesome thoughts, trying to justify when I'm teaching you how to do it and do it right now. You're shaking your head and says, no, I'm not going to do it right now.
No, this happens in moments. This happens in moments, not hours. This happens in moments. I'll have an unwholesome thought, throw it out. Then wholesome thought. Everything's okay. Everything's fine. I can
Then
do
why isn't
this.
everything, why are you trying to justify to me right now that
Two
everything
minutes
is not
later,
okay?
2 minutes later, it's the same thing. I don't know. I had stability. I had stability. I was able to
Why do
easily
you
throw out
want
wholesome thoughts
stability? Why do you want stability?
because it was easier and there was much more relief.
Okay, well, why can't you just be easy and relieved when you've got no stability? Because I never promised you stability. The teaching of the Buddha is Anicca. Everything is unstable. Everything is unstable. You're not going to get into stability. Don't look for stability. Don't look like you've got it going. What you need to develop instead of stability is a set of sea legs.
I thought I did that already.
No, you haven't. That's the whole point that I keep telling you. Look at what you're doing right now. And you just justified it again by looking at the past.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, I'm too sharp, or oh my God, you're not, or what's that? Oh my God, I don't know.
I'm just I'm just so defeated.
That's an unwholesome thought right there.
I know what it is. I know.
Well, then change it into, I can handle this anyway. Even though I'm defeated, I can handle it. Go ahead and be defeated. That way you can stop the war that you were defeated in.
Do you know, like every morning I wake up and I take like deep, enjoyable breaths, and I get into I do
Let's do that
samatha,
now. Let's
and then
let's do that right now. Let's do
hold
that
on,
now.
hold on, and I do it when I go. I do.
I got ya. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that now. No, I want to talk about I did it in the past.
I do it when I go to bed. But as soon as I'm done doing that, all the suffering just comes back. All of it, I can't sustain it. All of it comes back.
No, that's not the right
Yes.
way. All is means big and heavy. What you can say instead, one more unwholesome thought back, and I can handle that. You have to take credit for the fact that you can practice correctly when you do practice correctly, and that the doing practicing correctly only gives you the skill in practicing it correctly, not that you've defeated some enemy. You're not going to defeat these unwholesome thoughts. You got to catch them when they come and throw them out. And here you've been spending the past 30 minutes not catching the unwholesome thoughts
Just
and not
Dhammarato.
throwing up.
You gotta
There you
hear me
go.
out. You gotta hear
No,
me out. That this doubt is
no,
so strong. It is
it
so
is
strong.
not. It is
It,
not
it
strong.
is.
It
It
just
is.
comes. It just came back a little bit, and you care, and you're saying that it's strong because it's familiar.
But
It's
it
not
keeps coming
strong.
back.
It's Yes, it does keep coming back, and you're going to get the talent to keep throwing it right back out again. Are you? Are you going to be defeated by it? And if you are defeated by it, then that means that you are the doubt. It owns you. And so be happy there. It's okay that I'm full of doubt. I can be happy when I'm full of doubt. And by changing the doubt into happy doubt, now it's just curiosity. But you want to be defeated. Think about that I've invited you over and over and over again to start having wholesome thoughts. And you keep trying to describe to me that you used to do that, but look how unwholesome my thoughts are right now.
It's just because I'm wanting you to say something other than the same thing you've been saying, because I've been doing
That's
that and
all I have.
I
That's
still
all
have
I
doubt.
have to offer. That's all I have to offer. And if you would do what I have to offer, you would gain great benefit. It's
I've
not that I
been
have more to
doing it.
offer.
I've been
Okay,
doing it.
so congratulate yourself and congratulate yourself for doing it and continue to do that and stop being so remorse about the fact that you haven't gotten it done because you're still doing. And what are you beginning to do? You're beginning to stop. That's what you need to do is just to stop trying to make improvements, trying to make it better, trying to get what you used to have. Just stop.
But
It's
it's like a
okay.
paradox, because
It's,
the more
you don't, no,
I'll
there you
stop,
go.
but then an
Stop.
unwholesome thought
No,
will come up, and then I'll have
yes,
something that I'll need to do
stop.
about that unwholesome thought.
No, you don't have to do anything about it other than just stop. Focus on something else like the breath. I could just take a deep breath. I don't have to think about that. Just stop. Take the right effort with these unwholesome thoughts. Gain some skill at seeing these thoughts as unwholesome and just stop. Stop wanting stuff. Just be happy. Right now, everything is all right right now. And when I'm saying everything is all right now, I can see by your eyes movement that you don't actually agree with me.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, then why bother to call me? Because now you know that this is all you're going to get from me is just happy talk. That I'm not going to justify that it's okay that you feel bad because that's what you want to feel. So go ahead and feel bad. It's okay.
I don't think that's true. I don't think I'd be on the phone with you if I really wanted to feel bad. I
Okay.
just want to feel
Well, when
heard. I
I'm
want to feel
invite,
like you actually understand where I'm at.
guess what? I've been there, done that. I do not need to listen to all of your details. There is no new information you can give me. There's nothing that I need to know. All I will ever do is take the words that you use and turn them around on you. And if you can see the words that I'm using to say what I have to say so that you do understand it because I'm using your words, then you're going to get someplace. But I'm not going to change what I have to teach because I don't have much to teach. The only thing that I've got to teach is the Buddha Dhamma, and there's really not much to it. There's nothing there. In fact, that's the whole point is there's nothing to it. There's nothing there. Sunyata is all empty. Just relax. That's all you need to do is just relax. There's nothing to it. And that's all you're going to hear from me is just relax. There's nothing to it. Those thoughts are not important. They're only important when you keep having them over and over and over again. They get heavy. Yeah, that's right. Just sigh. That's never mind.
Never mind.
Never mind. It's okay.
Everything is all right now. Everything is okay.
Yeah, that's the way. That's it. Come back into practice. That's what we need to do with each other when you're calling me. We can talk about how good you feel, not how good you felt yesterday and you don't feel good now, which has been the theme song for the past 4 or 5 videos. So now we're going to have a new tune. Let's feel good together.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't feel good right now, even though I'm still throwing out unwholesome thoughts. I don't feel good.
Well, throw that out too. And to have the thought that how I feel right now is okay. It's good enough. You're still judging things. You're still saying, I want things to be different. You're not going to feel better right now. You're just going to feel like this. So why not just let yourself feel this way? And it's okay. Yeah, it's good. I can handle this. And in fact, you probably would feel better if you did take a deep breath. Get some of that stuff off your chest, that tightness. Just take a deep breath. Just let it go. Everything is okay. No problem. Thoughts will come back, and when you catch them, you can throw them out. And when you don't catch them, let them go, and they'll get heavy. But sometime or another, you're going to have to catch them at being heavy. And instead of complain about them being heavy, drop them. Just drop them. No need to complain.
Okay, dropping them.
Just drop them, no matter how heavy they are. In fact, the heavier they are, the more likely you're going to notice that they're heavy. Pretty soon you'll get used to noticing them when they're not so heavy, and then you throw them out easily. There's really nothing much to this practice. There's places to go once you get the mind in a wholesome state. But right now, you and I are working on you dropping these unwholesome states that you find yourself in. And one of the ways that you do those unwholesome states is by justifying that the state that I'm in now used to be okay, and so therefore it's okay right now that it's not okay. So you're justifying how you feel right now instead of saying, hey, I can feel better than this. I don't have to do this. I don't have to
Yeah.
justify this failure. I can just drop it and go back to feeling good again.
Well, I've actually, look, I don't care. All right. You can say whatever you want to say about my practice, but I know my practice. And I know that throughout the day to day, I have said multiple times exactly what you just said. So I congratulate myself for that. I do that. I
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
I see you
Why in
justifying how you
why
felt
in
earlier.
why,
You can feel
why
good
in
now. You can feel
yeah.
good now. And I do
Okay.
that. And then unwholesome thoughts come back. I've been practicing my ass off. And that's that. Okay?
Maybe you're practicing too much because you're expecting too much. Maybe you should just stop practicing. We've been through this before too. And just relax.
Yeah, I know. It's a
You
weird balance
keep
because when I start to relax,
It's
the
not weird.
unwholesome comes back.
Well, when you relax, you begin to see the unwholesome thoughts that you weren't when you were tense and uptight.
Yeah.
But when you relax, that's when you are going to see the unwholesome thoughts. And that's when you should throw them out rather than saying, oh no, unwholesome thoughts are back. I should get tense instead. No, when you're relaxed and you see unwholesome thoughts, say, hey, you can't stop me from being relaxed. I can just stay relaxed.
I'm sorry, I mean no disrespect to you, Dhammarato. I want to be able to speak freely and be able to talk with you about the technical aspects of practice so that I can actually understand them better, understand it better, in case I'm not. That's where I'm coming
Okay,
from.
guess what? I know you're wanting to have a new technique.
No, no, not what I said. I said wanting to make sure that I understand the technical aspects of this practice. And
It's not technical.
oh, okay, now we're
It's
getting into semantics. I'm talking about when you're conducting surgery on someone or you're writing a paper, there's technical skills, there's skills that we're learning. I'm
right.
talking about the technical skills of throwing out the dukkha, of putting in wholesome thoughts,
Four,
of
four,
enjoying.
four, four skills to be developed, to remember, to look, to take the effort to throw that out, and then congratulate yourself.
Okay, I've been doing
That's
all of
the
that.
skill.
I've been doing it all then. Been doing all
Mhm.
that.
There's no more than that. That's
Nothing to
all
it.
there.
Nothing else
Nothing
to
to
it.
all. That's all there is.
There's
If you
nothing about enthusiasm in there.
well, that's the congratulations is the enthusiasm. The
Yeah, but
idea I
okay.
can do this.
Yeah. Yeah, for the most part I've been doing that.
Well, guess what? You're still wanting more. You're not satisfied with that.
That's true. Yeah, I do notice that when I feel even if it's like a little good or even if I feel great relief, the next thing that's there is like, well, how are you going to keep this up like that before or
Uh-huh. Which
or
is an
you're
unwholesome thought
which is
that
an
needs to be
unwholesome thought,
thrown out.
right? Or like
And so, what are you
this
going to
isn't
say
good
to that?
enough. I want
Wait a minute.
more.
What are you going to say to that unwholesome thought?
I usually what I say is,
No, no, no.
okay,
What will you say right now to it?
I say, oh, congratulations, success. I saw it. Good.
You can see that exactly
I
over and
can see
over
that.
and
It's
over
okay.
and over and over and over again. This is a skill to be developed. You have to practice it over and over and over again. Instead of running to mommy and say, look what I can do, just keep practicing over and over and over again. You don't have to show mommy anything. Just keep practicing. But practicing, remember to look at what you're doing, to take the right effort to change it, to come out of that unwholesome state into a wholesome state, which is part of the congratulations for coming out of that unwholesome state. It's a very easy little thing to do. But you
Right.
have to remember to do it over and over again.
I do.
And here in this particular talk that we've had for the past 45 minutes, you've forgotten maybe 100 times.
Well, I wouldn't say I forgot. I thought that I was stubbornly not doing it because I was
Excellent.
stubbornly not doing it. I did
Excellent.
not
Thank
forget
you.
though.
Right. Okay. So you're stubbornly not doing it. That's excellent that you figured that out.
I knew it while I was doing it.
Uh-huh. Exactly. That you're stubbornly not coming out of it.
Mhm. And that's part of what I was
Right?
trying to tell you earlier, that that
How
doubt
stubborn you are, and I
is
know how
stubborn.
stubborn I know how stubborn you are. I know how stubborn it is. See it.
And it's like even if I get some great
But
relief,
guess what?
there's
It
that
doesn't matter
stubborn
how
doubt.
much. Doesn't matter how much you pound on me. I'm not moving. I've stopped. And I invite you to stop too, to stop, to see that doubt, to see the stubbornness, and to stop. Stop trying to get your way with me. Stop trying to convince me of how bad you feel. I already know how bad you feel. You don't have to justify how bad you feel. What you need to do is to stop, to remember to stop. Take that right effort and put the brakes on those thoughts. Say, aha, I can feel good. So if there's anything that we can come out of this talk with, is the realization that you actually stubborn to get your way. Because you're not just that way with me, but you're that way with yourself. You're that way with your practice. You're that way with your girlfriend. You're that way with your boss. You're that way all over town. Stubbornly trying to make your point. Wakey, wakey, wakey. Wake up to that stubbornness.
Yeah, I don't like seeing that.
You don't like it, huh? I thought you might be really happy. Oh yeah, I'm really stubborn because I am. I'm one of the most stubborn people you'll ever meet, and I'm very happy to know that it was well developed. It's a skill to be stubborn.
Mm.
Whatever you're selling, I'm not buying now. How stubborn is that? So you don't have to say stubborn is bad. You could just recognize that you're stubborn. That in fact, stubborn has been an attribute that you have used to great advantage from time to time.
Mhm.
But right now, it's not to your advantage.
Mm.
So wisely inspect that stubbornness. Hello, stubbornness, my old friend.
Okay.
Yeah, that you've been stubborn like this for the past several calls, stubbornly trying to get me to listen to you. Guess what? I ain't listening to you because I heard it all before. It's all the same thing. Why should I listen to a long spiel of unwholesome thoughts? Let's change those thoughts. That's what we're practicing here. And so, congratulations. I mean, Alex, this is an important point for you to recognize how stubborn you are at keeping your point when that point here is unwholesome.
Mhm.
Because if you can see that stubbornness, now you have an opportunity to change it. If you couldn't see it before when you couldn't see it. So now you have something new to look at, to be mindful of, to wakey, have some sati. Look at what you're doing. Stubborn.
Congratulations, success.
There's something very interesting that helped me to see how stubborn I was. And that is that as a bhikkhu, as a monk, most specifically, across the room, going from this place to that place over there, intently going there, like to the toilet, or somebody's calling me or something like that. But the room is full of people either standing or sitting. And what I had to learn to do, Achan Po taught me this, and then I had to really put it into practice when I was at Wat Greensboro in North Carolina. And also, I remember most specifically in it was in the Vietnamese Wat in Boston, where I was trying to get to the bathroom, and there's people there. Now, normally you and I, as an ordinary person, would step our way through it. Or if we're trying to go through a crowded room, we weave our way through it, which means we're touching people almost intentionally to get them out of our way. And we are stubbornly going across that room. And I had to learn as a monk, no, you have to stand and wait for those people to figure out that they've got to get out of your way. And if they don't get out of your way, you don't proceed.
Doesn't that leave things really open-ended, though? Like, how are they supposed to know?
Well, if they're Asians, they will. And if they're standing around Asians, they will. Westerners, they don't move out of the way. And so you don't go anywhere because they're not going to get out of the way. But the Asians know that monks are under rules that they don't go around touching people, even if they're trying to get through a crowded area, that they will stand and to not. And that the lay people then have to get out of the way of the monk, because otherwise he's not going to go anywhere. He's just going to stand there. Okay, we stop. And so that's what I would invite you to do, is that when I'm talking to you, you stop trying to get your way, trying to make it through a crowded room. That's actually a good practice. You can begin to start doing that now whenever you are in public, that you just stand, you don't touch other people. If they're in your way, then you stop having your way. It's not your way. Your way is to stand here until there is a way forward. So rather than pushing our way through, stubbornly pushing our way through, we can wait until the path opens up. Because I do give you a great opportunity to talk. Sometimes we sit for a minute or more in silence together, which is great. But when you're stubbornly wanting to get your point across, that's when I'm not going to let you do it. hoping that you will see that stubbornness. Well, congratulations. Today you're seeing it.
It is pretty great. Yeah.
Your insistence that you've got to get your way.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly the same thing that you're having with your practice of meditation, that you want to get your way. You want to have easy. And it's not going to be easy until you give up and just stop.
Yeah. Get that.
Yeah. So you've seen the stubbornness.
Seen the stubbornness,
Yeah. So now you can start to see that stubbornness, especially when you're around people that you respect like me, to recognize that you're being stubborn with me, just like you were stubborn with your mommy or your daddy or some teacher, something you learned how to be stubborn, just like I did. It's a gift when it's well used with wisdom. And it is a torture when you just got to have your way and you can get your
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? unrelated to this. So I want to ask you a question about being in a relationship. So I've been in this relationship with Abby for about almost 8 months now. We've been living together. And I think pretty clearly from the beginning, I could see that there were certain aspects to our dynamics that point to a lack of compatibility, a lack of.
Yeah, I know what it is. I've got a word for it. It's called stubborn.
Oh, come on, man.
No,
Don't.
that's exactly right. Let me
I,
get to this. Okay, here's the point: is that there is actually a sutta in the Dhamma Nikaya, but we know that the source. We can say that even though that this is later literature in the Dhamma Nikaya, that sutta, it still comes from older stuff that the Buddha said. And one of his advice to laymen, instead of going and ordaining, if you're in a relationship, then what you do is that you let the lady, the boss, to be the boss. You use her now as an object for you to investigate your stubbornness, because that's what's going to interfere with your relationship and start letting her have her way with everything. And all you have to say is, yes, mommy, you're right. And you do it her way. You let her be the boss. You use her, like the example that I was using in that one, and getting across a crowded room, and actually it was a crowded room followed by a crowded hall, and down that crowded hall was the toilet. And all of these people were there for that ceremony, and all the women were in the kitchen, and they completely covered the floor. I had to have 30 women move out of the way, come down the hall and out of the way so that I could come down that hall to the bathroom. It took about 15 minutes for me to get into that toilet because that place was so crowded. Okay. That learned, you could use the word patience, but what it really was is that I learned to just stand there and just stop and just wait. Because now that I'd gotten the people's attention that I was just going to stand there and wait until the crowd got out of the way, they began to pick up stuff and start to move out so that I could get down to the hall, down to the toilet.
What if
I
she's
wasn't
like?
moving.
What if she's
Now,
like
in your
being
relax,
negative and
you let
saying
her be
things
negative. In fact,
that
you
are
can teach her.
delusional?
Let her have her delusions. That's not your job. Your job is to be joyful. Your job is to be wholesome with her. Ha ha, I see your delusional thoughts, rather than you becoming delusional along with her. And your delusion would be that I'm right and she's wrong. There's your being stubborn again.
So what's
Learn how to.
compatibility then?
Compatibility is that you get along by you happily doing what you're told to do. And your relationship with her will be marvelous. And she will grow spiritually just like you are. But so long as you're stubbornly trying to be the boss, stubbornly trying to get your way, stubbornly trying to teach her about her delusion, you're going to have incompatibilities.
But don't you think there's like certain people where you're like more compatible with than others?
What it matters is, can you love the ones you're with?
Yes, I wanted to talk to you about it because I'm.
Love the one you're with. Let her be the boss. Obviously, 8 months ago, you thought that you were compatible. Now that you're being stubborn and trying to get your way, you're thinking that she's incompatible. Well, maybe she's stubborn and trying to get her way too.
Well,
If
what I
that's
was.
the case, guess what? Everybody is stubborn. Everybody wants to get their way, which means that you're incompatible with everyone until you learn to give in. And you should let the woman do that. In fact, you probably heard me say about Thailand that Thailand is a matriarchal society. Why is it? Because the men were smart enough, by having been in the temples and been monks, they're smart enough to let the women do whatever they want to do and congratulate them for doing whatever they want to do. And that makes your life really easy. Because now you've got nothing to do except what you're told to do. And you do it happily because you love her. You love her enough to let her have her way on everything. I have a story for you. This is a Mullah Nasruddin story. Mullah Nasruddin is a joke book. It's an Islamic joke book, and I ran across it when I was in India in an English translation. Got a lot of good stuff in here, and there is a story um, where they came to the Mullah and asked him, "Well, what do you do all day?" And he says, "I only do important things. I never do anything that's unimportant. My wife takes care of all of the unimportant things. She does whatever that she wants to do, but that's really unimportant. I only do important things." And he says, "Well, what is it that's so important?" And he says, the question is, what is happening right now? And what is this? And uh, where is the joy? Those kind of things. In fact, in the old one, he also says, and what is the nature of God? Because that's the nature of things. And they says, well, what does your wife do? And he says, oh, well, she takes care of where we live and what kind of house we live in. She tells me what kind of clothes to wear. She tells what kind of school the kids go to and what kind of car we have. And she tells me what kind of job that I have to do. She just takes care of all the really unimportant things. Okay, so this is the way of your thinking. Your job is to do the really important things, like keep your mind wholesome, and let her do all of the unimportant things, like take care of the house and go shopping and buy things and want things. Let her do that. And you congratulate her for doing such an excellent job, and now you've got nothing to do and no place to go. Take the easy way out. But so long as you're stubborn and want to get your way, you're going to be incompatible with her.
No, I see that. I do. I see that.
Okay, so begin to watch that stubborn streak that you've got. Start looking at it. Turn it to your advantage, and now you can stubbornly do nothing. Stop all of that stuff. But just do nothing for a while. Just sit, just enjoy your life. Just do nothing. That's how you can use your stubborn. Don't use your stubbornness sort to get your way with your girlfriend. Let her have her way in all things. Even start calling her the boss. Call her mommy. But I almost never call Tam by her name. I always call her Mare, which means mommy in Thai. Because she is my mommy. I can prove that easy. All I have to do is disagree with her. Wow. She becomes mommy immediately. Yeah, so let her be mom. Let her be the boss. Let her be to run the show. And you find that you could become compatible with anybody when let them have their way.
I want to be independent though. I want to be able to.
Yeah, well, stop that stubborn streak. That's just part of your stubborn independence, right?
I
Learn
just
to
want to be able to
become
control my
dependent.
stuff. No,
Yeah,
I
control your
I'm
breath and control your own mind and stop controlling other people and situations and just control your own mind. Everything's okay. Everything is happy. That you really do have to learn to control. This is the most important learning of control. And in fact, control that stubbornness, to control the breath, to control the feeling so that you can feel the way that you want to feel. That when you're trying to control the situation, that means that you're already out of control with your feeling and you don't like what's going on. That's why you're trying to control the situation. If you could control your feelings so that you were okay with what happened, then you stop being such a control freak. So remember to let her be the boss. Go
So
around asking her like, what?
my mom was my boss my whole life, and it never gave me any sense of agency or independence. And she was
I
always
know,
hovering over me and taking
I
control over
know,
my life.
I know, but your dog girlfriend probably not going to be that kind of mommy. I know. You're a victim of being of a helicopter mom,
Yep.
and you're always trying to justify and that you're okay
That I'm not
because
okay.
that's because your helicopter mom has been telling you that she was hovering over you because she expected you to not be okay, and you keep telling her, "Mom, I'm okay already."
Yep. That did
Yeah,
happen. Yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
Mom, I'm okay. Yeah, well, you're doing that with me on this call. At the beginning of the call, you're saying, "Mom, hey, Mom, I'm okay already," and I say, "Yeah, I know. I want you to know that too."
Mm.
Because that's the voice in the back of your head is that helicopter mom is there. So this is what you need to begin to see, and the stubbornness that you have in resisting that. This is the rules, the helicopter mom. And recognize that your girlfriend's not that kind of mom. And even if your mom was a helicopter mom, you could have been a whole lot easier with her if you'd just gone along with whatever she wanted, but you resisted and were stubborn when your mom was trying to get you to do that and the other thing. You continued to resist it, which gave you a whole lot of skills. The same thing happened to me, by the way, that my mom was very, very nurturing, but she took care of people who needed to be taken care of, and I didn't need her care. And in fact, that's how
Uh,
I learned to live my life, was because she was taking care of my sister and I was jealous of that relationship.
I
And I
wouldn't.
wanted mom to take care of me, but I tried to get her to take care of me by proving to her how I didn't need her care, that I was okay already without her, hoping that that was what was going, and that never worked. It never worked. I was always the unloved one because I was the one that she needed.
Mm, yeah, I wouldn't say my mom was very nurturing. She was more controlling and
Right.
anxious.
Mm-hmm.
She's always anxious for my attention. Even now, she calls me every other day or every 2 days, and I
Right.
usually don't really want to talk.
And so you picked up that habit from her. You saw her do that, and you're doing it too. Instead of recognizing, hey, you're okay without controlling the situation, that you're okay without calling your girlfriend and telling her what. So now we're uncovering the next layer of that stubborn streak. It comes from your mom. And so she stubbornly tried to take care of you in a controlling way, and you stubbornly resisted her taking care of you by telling her you were already okay, that you don't need her help.
Yeah.
And that's the dialogue that you've got inside. Wow, this is kind of amazing to put this stuff together. So that's the dialogue. Oh, you poor dear, I'm okay, leave me alone. Oh, you poor dear, I'm okay, leave me alone. That's the dialogue that you've got going on in your head. You can put your own words to it, you know which ones fit, but that's basically the
Hmm. Yeah, that's why when I start to feel good, that doubt comes up.
uh-huh. That's the doubting mom. Oh, you do need help. Oh, poor dear, you can't do this unless you do what I tell you to do. Okay. So when you see that stuff now come up, you can say, hey, out it goes. I don't need to listen to my mom anymore. She's not here anymore.
Right. Right.
Hmm. I could just relax. I could stop that dialogue.
And then my dad was like, "You're just doing stuff wrong. You're just why do you have that bag in the middle of the floor? What are you, an idiot?" things like that. It was hard.
Well, guess what? When I talk about the bags in the middle of your mind, you react to me the same way you reacted to your dad. You don't like it.
Mm.
And now, when your girlfriend tells you there's a bag in the middle of the floor, you're going to be mindful enough to say, "Yes, ma'am, I'm going to take care of that." So that's what I would recommend. Change your relationship with her by stop trying to get your way with her and stop putting your mom and your dad's face upon her and treat her like the kind of mommy that you really would like to have.
Mm.
And then everything is so easy. All you have to do is stop trying to get your way. Stubbornly trying to get your way is what's been causing your reaction to your mom, is what's been driving your whole life. If you can wake up to that, then that means that you have an opportunity to change your whole life. One little moment at a time with the girlfriend, one little moment at a time when you're with me, to recognize that stubborn streak. Say, hey, I'm going to go along with this show. Then everything is so easy.
Okay.
Go make it easy. Everything's easy. When you don't get your way, everything is easy.
Everything is easy. Okay.
Let her have her way. Let her do it her way. You just enjoy the show.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll see you later.
All right. Thank you, Dhammarato.